Hi, Travis with POSGuys.com. Today we're reviewing the new king of printers, the TM-T88VI. The TM-T88 line has kind of been the king of receipt printers for over a decade now, starting with the first TM-T88 and then progressing up the number scheme over the last decade. It's really been the printer that all printers are kind of based off of. The emulation, the Epson emulation that's used is pretty much the universal Windows point-of-sale printing standard. So whenever point-of-sale software is created, they generally start with Epson emulation, and then all other printers copy that emulation in order to be compatible with that software. So the new TM-T88VI does everything that the previous TM-T88 do, but it's improved. It prints faster now. It's about 2 inches per second faster. Its print head is more durable. It prints over 100 miles before it expected to even wear down. It probably prints more than that. Also, the interface selection is better. The 88V introduced USB on every printer. This continues USB on every printer, but it also adds Ethernet interface on every printer. So kind of for future compatibility using tablets and things that don't have USB ports, this printer was kind of designed to be future-proofed in that regard. There also is NFC capabilities for future use with Android or iOS. The apps in those operating systems need to incorporate Epson emulation, which right now hasn't happened all the way across the board. There is a limited selection of apps that use Epson emulation. But in a Windows environment, this is going to be the printer that all point-of-sale programs are based off of. The print quality is what you'd come to expect from a high-end Epson printer. It's 188 dpi, which works great for doing some basic graphics, kind of different fonts. You can see the different sizes on it. It also prints very fast. It can print barcodes. It can print receipts, no problem. Logo printing is fine in a monochrome setting. Here's the receipt printed in Aldello for restaurants. With Aldello for restaurants, you can see that it prints the inverse demo black color, so the black is very clear and dark. There's also a barcode on the bottom, which prints very quickly. There's no delay on it. Here's a reprint of a receipt in Cash Register Express from PC America. So it prints full speed. There's also a mini logo on the top of it. And then you can see how the rest of the printer looks. So taking a look at the ports on the TM-T88VI. So all printers have a standard USB-A connection on there. Right next to it, you'll see the slotted USB connector. That is for adding in an additional accessory, like if you wanted to charge a Bluetooth barcode scanner, you could use that port to charge it. Your power connection's next to it. And then here is the standard expansion card for Epson printers. So this is a serial card if you're going to use serial, but it can be changed out to use Wi-Fi, parallel, kind of any other future interface. This connected interface card is what allows it to change. And then on the very underside now, you'll see right at the top is the cash drawer port. So this is how you connect your cash drawer to the printer. And then on this side, right in there, you'll see the Ethernet port. So that's how you connect it to Ethernet. So it's a little different than other printers where they're hiding things up at the top here. It also comes with the cord cover that has been available for a while for the 88V to just kind of make it nicer. So it just slides over and then your cords are concealed there. On the front of the printer has your standard feed button. It also has a power button and then your error lights. When you're out of paper or there's some kind of jam, you'll see the flashing error lights there. Power button is on the front of the printer. There's also a switch cover if you don't want you have employees turning the printer on and off, then you can cover that up with the switch cover. This printer also is set up to be wall mountable. There's a bracket you'll need to purchase in order to do that. But you can see how the paper feeds out. So if you have a wall mount point of sale station, then this printer will work with that capacity. Changing the paper in the TM-T88V is drop-in loading, very simple, very easy to do. Pop open the top, button, take the old core out when it's empty, you get your new paper, just drop it in. And that's all you have to do. It is now ready to go. Push the feed button if you need to advance it. And it's ready to go. So how does the TM-T88V compare to the older TM-T88V? Well, for one thing, that the color is slightly different. They've gone darker with a dark gray, so it's closer to black now, versus this is more of a mid-gray on it. Besides that, the additional interface, this comes with Ethernet interface along with USB, which is standard. It still has the connected interface where you can interchange cards if you want to do any special interface. It prints 2 inches per second faster. This already printed a very nice 11 inches per second. This gets into the 13s. The print head lasts a little bit longer. The warranty is still 4 years, which is fantastic. And then most importantly is the emulation hasn't changed. So anything that worked for the TM-T88V will print the exact same way in the TM-T88V. It'll print a little faster. In some cases, you don't even need to load new drivers. You just plug in the new printer and change the port in your driver, and it'll start printing on the TM-T88V. If you have any trouble installing the USB or Ethernet versions of the printer, we have guides set up for that, so just look in the description of this video, and we have guides on plugging in the USB and plugging in the Ethernet versions. Price-wise, the Epson TM-T88V is one of their better printers, so it's at the higher end of their receipt printers. It's over $100 more than the much slower TM-U222, but it's faster, has a better warranty on it, and it's a little more compact and a little more stylish than the U222. They also have the M30 if you want something that's very modern looking, and that comes in a piano black, so it's even darker color and it's a little more compact on it. The M10 is like the M30 but very small. So this is kind of their standard, so all Epson printing going forward will be based around the TM-T88V, and then they kind of take out or tweak features based on what is needed for it. So overall, a highly recommend printer, especially in the Windows environment. If you're going to be using your point of software for many years after the purchase of this printer, then I would go with the TM-T88V. It'll always be there for you. It's a great printer to buy, so highly recommend it. If you're in the iOS or Android space, then you need to check with your app compatibility. Most iOS apps are integrating Star first, then Epson later, but Epson's making some really good inroads. The new Aldello app coming out, Aldello Express, uses the Epson printers, so that's an option right there. Shopkeep and some of the more popular ones also have started to integrate Epson. Square has also started to integrate Epson, so it is an option there if you want to go with a different route than Star Micronics. For more information on the TM-T88V or to purchase, please visit us at POSGuys.com. Thank you.